Yeah.
How many people?
Peace. TL4.
How many people, Daddy?
A few. Peace. What's up, Mansoor? Celestine.
You're a big boy.
What's up, Brother Williams? What's up, Marcus? Yeah, it has been a minute. Hold on one second.
Wipe your finger off on your shirt.
Peace. Peace. Peace, Sister Zeta. Peace, M. Randall. Peace, Sister Erica. Hope everybody's doing good today. I got this idea about this video from a previous video I had done that was posted on the Masterly Foolish channel. And what's up, Lakeo? Happy Serious Rising to you too. What's up? I can't see your name, but peace. Glad you joined in. The video got posted, and first of all, I'll admit I read the comments. I read the comments all the time. I like reading comments on other videos, period, because one, they're entertaining. Two, you can learn stuff from the comments because people get on there and start going in, and it gives you a feel for just for the mindset of people in general. You know, it's a good way to see where people's heads at. So this video was about abundance and things that you can do. And somebody put a comment and said, "Are you successful?" Now, the first thing, my first reaction was my horns popped up on my head, and I thought, I'm gonna try to police my mouth here, but I said I was my first thought was, you know, as my homies say down in Houston, skull drag them, you know, in the comment section, because I knew that the person was trying to be facetious. But then I was like, you know what? No, that's actually a good thing to talk about. And are you successful? So I'm thinking that I dropped all these jewels in this video, and y'all have to excuse me if this signal goes. I hope this signal stays strong, because a lot of times the audio will go in and out on these things, but you know, bear with me. But I thought, now here I is, I dropped all these jewels in this video, and this person asked me, am I successful? I had to think and say, you know, I had to look at both sides. Maybe this person wasn't trying to be funny, and it's just the first thing came to their mind. And maybe they were. Either way, I put a response to it in my fashion. But I was like, you know, let's talk about this. And I think it's a good piggyback to the broadcast I did about why your mojo ain't working. because this conversation ties in directly to that. You know, the mojo video was basically go back and watch it. You know, why your mojo ain't working. Success, first of all, I don't know how, if you really think about it, how could you ask a person if they're successful? You know, because the answer you get will have to kind of depend on what your idea of success is for it to be validated in your mind. You understand what I'm trying to say? If you ask me if I'm successful and I respond, of course I can just say yes. But in your mind, it comes down to what you put value in and what you think success is. That's point one. Okay? Point two is that success from a connotative stand. When I say connotative, just what do we normally think of when we say the word success? We think about making it, or making it well, or some of us think about BOOCing, balling clean out of control. Okay? Everybody's got their different idea of what success is. But when you hear that word, when you think of it from the standpoint of I'm getting somewhere, I'm accomplishing stuff, the only way to really measure success from that standpoint is by your failures. My success, in my mind, on just the most mundane level, is based on my failures. Because if I don't have some failures to compare what I consider to be successes to, then the successes lose their relevance. You know, if I was born on top, then I can't say, oh, I'm successful because I'm on top. No, this position that you came in. Success, at least to me, from a mundane standpoint, means I have to have some obstacle or some travail that I have triumphed over. Ain't that the common story of the hero and the heroine? They go down on this perilous journey and they have to overcome these crazy tasks. And in them overcoming these things, that is where they can be deemed as successful. All right. But let's take it to another level. And this is how I answered this person who posted that question. I said, yeah, I'm successful, just like everybody else is successful. Everybody is successful in creating his or her own reality. Marinate on that for a minute. Everybody in existence is successful because everybody is creating his or her own reality. Now see, that's metaphysics. But when the person asked me that question, now I bet my bottom dollar that the person who asked considers himself or herself, whatever it was, to be an occultist. Okay? But I'm going to ask you, how much of an occultist or a metaphysician are you if your idea of success of another person is based on all the stuff that you say that you're past all this, these mundane things. Oh, I'm above that. I've gone beyond that. But see how we say things and don't mean what we say and don't even know what we into. We just hear a new word and it's a new religion for us to get into, but you still got the same colonized mind. Because your idea of success is what I can show you. And you don't even know. You don't know if the other day if a check for $35,000 came in the mail, or you don't know if I hit the lottery last night or whatever. You don't know. But if you look at me, I don't look like what you may think success is, or what the picture of success has been painted out to be and given to us. I maybe don't match that. I told you I got these glasses for $12, $13 from the mall. Ain't no stunting, but guess what? I still look good in them. I come from a house where we wore clothes, people's thrown away clothes, called rummage, and looked good in it. My mama found me a sweater at the rummage sales that had my initials, JR. White sweater, blue embroidery. One of my favorite pieces of clothing as a child. I wore it until it fit like a shimmy shirt. I love that sweater. But it was somebody's trash. But guess what? We were successful time and time again of taking trash and turning it into a treasure. That's success. That's success. So we have to ask ourselves again, how much are we peeling the onion back to get to the core? Or are we just over into another thing that just makes us feel good, and I can wear tiaras on my head and crowns and crystals and all that, which I'm not making mockery of, but if you think that is transforming you, like I said the other time, God bless you. Bless your heart. They got a dude in Dallas who got these mortgage commercials, and he'd be like, bless your heart. You know, so I wanted to throw that out there just for you to entertain and chew on, which I'm sure that most of you all already hip to, because this is a sophisticated audience right here. So, but let me go a step further. And let me give you let me actually tell you some stuff though. Because and I'm going back to the mundane again, somewhat. My idea of success is summed up in one word: freedom. That's what success is for me. It's not necessarily having a mansion. It's not necessarily having the baddest car, the nicest watch. Before all those can be, don't get me wrong, I like nice stuff. I ain't about to sit here and be the one who advocating for living in a hut. I'm not that dude. But when it comes down to pecking order, for me, the number one thing is freedom. Freedom. I told you all I was driving to work one morning, and I was listening to Neville Goddard, and he said, and I paraphrase, you need to take the time to identify what it is you really want. A lot of us, we're striving. It's like, just like I said, you need to be able to identify where you're at. Well, you also need to be able to identify what you want. See, those two things right there, and identify why. Three things. Those things move you. They move you along, and they move you in a powerful manner, okay? So I was able to accomplish part of the trifecta that morning because I even turned off the video after he said it. I had complete silence, and I got right there at 6:35 in Dallas, and it hit me. It was just said, all your life, it's been freedom. Freedom, okay? So check this out. I'm 41 years old. Am I rich? Am I wealthy in the sense of what we consider wealth collectively? No. But guess what I'm doing? It's 1:10 Eastern Standard Time, and I'm in a vehicle driving, and hopefully she does what she need to do, which she will. She's an old trooper. She's a strong trooper. She's a tough old bird, this truck. But got my three of my 4 babies with me, and I'm out driving. Now you might be thinking, well, what's the point, Jamal? It's 1 o'clock, and I'm in my car, in my truck, on YouTube. Now that morning I was listening to Neville Goddard. I was driving to the same job, same place I work for, but I had to go to the place, and I had to be around the people, and it was making me miserable because I don't think like them, and I don't aspire to be what they're in that mode of, I'm trying to make it. I want to get somewhere. I want to prove that I'm worthy to expand and grow. And the more they expand, the more they contract. All of the true essence, hey, that's so loud. The true essence of who they are gets crushed more and more. The more they think they are expanding and growing in this corporate world, the more they lose themselves. And that energy started to really dig into me. Well, I created in my mind, before I even started working there, the image of me having that job and not having to go to that place. Basically, where I'm what they call freelance. Freelance. Lance light. The light is free. Okay? Now, I had to, do some negotiating and things to work it, but I did it. I did it. So that, my ultimate goal is to not work for anybody. But, life is about steps. So if you want to ask me, am I successful? Hell yeah, I'm successful. Because look what I created. I created what I'm doing right now. I created it in my imagination, and then I applied the effort, and I brought it into reality. That's success. Let me show you some more evidence of success. See this right here? See that? That's a package from Create Space. Now, 3 years ago, Creflo Dollar went viral on the internet when he told his flock that he wanted $65 million to buy him a new, G6 or whatever, private jet, so that he could spread the gospel of Jesus with ease and in comfort. And he got that money. But at that time, when I heard that, it inspired me to write an essay about, I already knew that tithing had a mystical or several mystical properties in it, and it had nothing to do with actually spending money, but I wanted to go and prove it. So I started out with this little essay, and the essay grew because I said, if I'm going to prove that tithing is not what they represent it to be, then I got to dig into the mystical aspect. And when I did that, I was like, well, I got to go and start dealing with language, because we got to look at I started with just the word tithe, and that was just going to be enough to suffice for the essay. But then I kept going. I said, well, tithing is part of an institution. Well, then I got to look at the institution. Well, the institution became a means of governance. Well, I got to look at how this thing morphed into what. And before I knew it, it was a book. Out with a pen on stacks of yellow pads, sitting at the house, butt cheeks hurting from sitting too long. And then at the time, I could not type or I couldn't type well. Okay, so I still though took those writings on the yellow pads and then put them into a Word document. Had to type. You know how painstakingly long it was to type out 80,000 words and you can't type? But I did it. All these, I'm giving you successes, at least for me. Because success for me only matters, it only matters about what I see as success. That's all that matters. Okay? So then, this is 2015. 2016, I finally get it typed up and everything, blah, blah, blah. And so, make a long story short, it sits for 2 years. Some of it was I just didn't have the money to finish the rest of the way. Okay? Now, yesterday, this came in the mail. This old package again.
Andrew, don't go to sleep, Promise and Raleigh, okay? We're gonna go see Mama.
This came in the mail yesterday.
Yeah, we're gonna go see Mama and your other sister. We're gonna go see Mama and your other sister.
Physical copy. This is my proof copy from the printer. You see, 306 page book, 6x9 dimensions. If I want to understand why this is so significant. Before, I've talked about my old man a lot. Before he transitioned, you know, my dad was a retired journalist. Okay, he was the first black person to be a journalist in Western North Carolina. So this was history. Previous to that, the best you could do up there was be a janitor at the newspaper. So 1968, he becomes the first black person to be a journalist. Once I got up into my 30s, I really started pushing my old man, like, you ought to write a book. You should, you know, I was like, you know, you should have been written dozens of books by now. And I mean, me and we get into heated discussions. I think I was the only person that could, certain things, I was the only one could say to my old man. You just couldn't say anything to him. And even still, you know, lightly. But as I got up in my 30s, we talked, we had conversations like men, you know. We might argue, you know, but we had good, substantive conversations. So 2014 rolls around, my old man transitions, he passes away. I remember sitting at the funeral, and a guy that he had inspired named Pete McDaniel. Now, Pete McDaniel would go on to become a journalist down in Tampa, Florida, and he would be one of the first to interview and write a book about a young golfer named Tiger Woods. See how all this stuff connects? So Pete is at my desk, giving me a hug, and I tell Pete, I say, you know, man, I'm gonna finish my daddy's work. I'm gonna finish my father's work. Now, at the time, I didn't know how I was gonna do that. I just was just what the Spirit just led me. I'm gonna finish my father's work. Now, the next year, it would not be until the next year that I would have this idea to write this book. And as I got into this thing, what hit me and overcame me one day, because me and name, he gave me his name. So Go, babe. All right, man, we're back. I hope we're back. If you can hear me, press 1, please, somebody. Somebody give me a 1 if you can hear me, please. Okay, bet. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. So it hit me over. The thought overcame me one day. Like, no, this is. You said that he needed to write a book. A man named Henry who needed to write a book. Well, Henry wrote the book. And Henry's going to write several more books. So this is more for me than just, throwing some stuff together and try to hustle up this book and make some little change and this and that. This is a life's work for me, at least at this point. I can say I created something in my mind. I then focused my efforts. I applied sweat equity. I had to demonstrate great patience. Okay? And the result is that I'm successful. I am successful. Let nobody define for you what your reality is. Let nobody define for you what your idea of success is, or failure for that matter. The consciousness that you have is just what the word denotes, awareness. Once you become aware of your surroundings, become aware of yourself, become aware of how you're moving, where you've moved from, what you're moving to, all of these things is just about paying attention. The more you become in tune with these things, you become more successful, because now you become an active co-creator in your reality. Now, notice I said co-creator, not the sole creator. You are a co-creator. Now, co means at least, it means two, okay? So who are you working in tandem with? You're working in tandem with something called chaos. That's your co-creator. See, chaos is always there, always present. No matter how much we know and how much we think we've grown and learned, there's always going to be a degree of vulnerability that we have to accept. Okay? And that vulnerability is because that spot is held by chaos. You're going to be forever vulnerable. So you are always creating along with chaos, with change. That's my little spiel on success. I think more so than anything, what I love about just these little exchanges right here is I love the opportunity to hopefully inspire folk to become their best version, because I'm definitely working to become my best version. And there's so much energy that is dedicated to tearing down folk uh, talking down, trying to elevate oneself by using comparison with others and so forth. You know, I'm gonna tell you one thing. I've been broke. I've always felt full. I've always felt full, like I had something to give. Even in the midst of all types of things breaking loose, which is no more or less than, trials and tribulations you having in your life. But they are mine, they're my experiences. So, but even in the midst of those things, I always felt full, like I had something to give. And therefore, I don't feel the need to butt it down to deliver whatever I got to deliver. I'm going to meet you where you're at, and I'm going to expect you to expand and grow with me, because don't the masters, haven't the masters told us that greater things ye shall do? So that's going to wrap it up, good people. I just wanted to get on here and chop it up a little bit. I always appreciate having the opportunity to kick it with the enlightened few. And as you can see, the book is real and it is available now for pre-order. I want to thank the folks who have pre-ordered. You will be getting your signed copy in the mail as soon as the official release is, which is July 30th. Tell you the significance of that. I said that in another video I would. July 30th is my old man's birthday. So yeah, my father was a Leo the lion. If anybody was a perfect person to be a Leo, it was him. So to celebrate his birthday is when I will officially release the book, as in shipping orders. But I invite you to probe my mind, because so a person does something like this and puts out a book, it's basically you getting a chance to stick to their mind at least time. I don't want to say things like that. It might be scholastic suicide to say, well, this is where I was at the time I wrote the book. Because I already have several other books in me that are beyond this one. You got to think, this was basically written 2 or 3 years ago. You know how much I've expanded and grown in 2-3 years in my knowledge. You know how confused I've been too over the 2-3 years. That's how I learn more, through confusion. But even still, I could. So I hope this will let me see him after I get off. But I just got an alert. Somebody just went on there and just pre-ordered a copy of The Lies Behind the Ties. Just popped across my phone. I want to say thank you to whoever that was. I'm sorry I can't see your name. But thank you. And I thank all of you for your support, whether it's through and being visible and present to sit down at this dinner table and eat, or at the lunch table or breakfast, depending on what time we get on here. I appreciate you showing up to the buffet. And man, just if ain't nobody else in your corner, you got to be in your corner. Sometimes you got to be the fighter. Sometimes you got to be the trainer. Sometimes you got to be the cut man or woman. And that's that triple goddess thing right there. You know, you're in the fight, you're coaching the fight, and you're taking care of the wounds at the same time. And you might feel overwhelmed, and you might feel like it's too much, but a couple more steps, and who knows where you might be. This brother Jamal, I got the wild ones in here going crazy. So I want to remind y'all to stay down until you get up. And when you get up, stay down. Mastersofthecosmos.com.